welcome to the Dadvocacy podcast. I'm Ryan.
And I am Tristan.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from us.
Yeah, a special episode from us, obviously. Recording this before Christmas and just an awesome time of year. And I know that some people don't like it, but if you're offended by me saying Merry Christmas, I don't know what to tell you other than maybe Happy Festivus. I don't know.
Happy holidays or whatever. I mean, it's Christmas is a great time. I will never be offended by somebody trying to spread cheer in any will or form or whatever. You say what you want to me. If you want to say Happy Hanukkah, go for it.
Yeah.
I'll take that as my Merry Christmas. It's all good.
Yeah, I celebrate Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah, cool. Like, good. Yeah. But
as you can see, though, first we're in separate rooms. I have the sickness. Who knows what it is? Well, I have the sickness, and so we're trying to do the right thing. But we're so happy to be here with you guys. So happy.
Doing pretty well for having any sickness, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my temperature broke this morning. Yesterday, I told you I was at 101, but it broke this morning, so I'm feeling better. But I think everybody drools when they sleep. Do you drool, Ryan?
Once in a while, if I'm sleeping really hard, yeah, I will. But I think it just kind of depends too. I don't know. Like in the summer, I think I notice I do it a little bit more in the summer than I do any other time.
Interesting.
I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I have the air conditioning on and like my house is always cold. But
it's hit or miss for me. But like I literally woke up in puddles. Like not drool though. I was sweating. Like it was awful. And I always sleep hot, so I always have the covers off me for the most part, and the fan on. And it was awful. It was not good.
Yeah. No, I sleep really warm too. I'm just kind of like a furnace. So I'll wake up all the time and it's usually I've got like a leg hanging out of the covers or something like that, trying to regulate body temperature. But
and I think everybody understands that. Like, totally. Hey, so important part. I mean, I know we usually do our show where we're having fun. This is strictly for the people that are watching online that are at home without their kids.
Yeah.
These I assume are watching this, or maybe hey, even your kids are home with you and you're just hanging out and kind of joining us. And so we wanted to spread some hope.
Yeah,
that's our message anyway.
Yeah, and that's what we do. I mean, most of what we talk about is obviously we hit on some pretty serious subject matter, but we also try to take light in the situations too. And I think that, this time of year, I mean, I'm spending Christmas alone this year, like my son's with his mom. So, trying to find ways to make light and maybe make new traditions. I don't know. We'll see how it kind of goes, but playing it by ear. But it can be a tough time of year for some people for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, of course, some of you guys are home alone, some of you guys with your children, maybe even sharing the time with your ex. Man, I hate saying it. I remember my first thought about that because I was invited to a couple of them. And my whole thought was, screw that. No way in hell. Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin or be brought down during the holiday. Right. And then it took me a minute and I thought about it more, and it was my daughter that wanted me there, or it was my kids right there. They wanted me there. It wasn't about me. It was about them. And so I had to kind of humble myself and step back and go, man, this is all about them. So anytime I get the invite or anything like that, I say yes now because it's about showing up, making them smile. I want to see their eyes light up and just be there. And for me, whatever, this is about my kids right now. And I want to make them see the love,
Yeah. Obviously, if there is restraining orders or something like that in place, it wouldn't be good to make your own opinions. But and sometimes just for some people's, I mean, we talk about mental health a lot on this show, and if certain environments trigger that stuff, you have to be cognizant of that and everything too. So when you mentioned, I know would mention like an open invitation to attend. And if it's something that would affect you, you're a pretty strong individual, but I know your background with that situation, it wouldn't be a trigger or something like that for you. But,
you're right. It does depend on that. I mean,
it depends on the situation, your
boundaries. But if it's not awful, I mean, if it'll be an okay situation, just humble yourself and go do it. Your kids are gonna love you and remember it forever. And if it does turn out bad, you'll go, hey, you know what? I tried. And the kids will go, yeah, you did. You made the effort. We'll split it next time. And that's okay.
Yeah. And it's, I've never had to have that opportunity on a holiday to share. And that's okay too. I mean, if you're in that situation and you're in that boat, it doesn't mean that you're you're a forgotten parent or anything like that. It just means that's not where you're at this time in that co-parenting relationship. And, so kudos if you do have the open invite, like that's pretty huge. I mean,
So
not a
it's
lot of people can really say that. And, it says a lot about the growth as two individual parents coming together to, raise up their child that they had together, even though they're in individual relationships now.
absolutely, yeah. So you mentioned earlier creating new traditions because you do that, or you figure out new traditions or how to make that work.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's tough because, having split households, it does create that opportunity for new traditions or keeping old ones, and maybe they're just carried out a bit differently. But being able to think outside the box. I mean, sometimes you get to try new stuff or do something different in a new way, and it ends up working. I mean, I can think of this. I think 2 or 3 years ago, we had a really bad snowstorm, and so everybody kind of got locked in for Christmas, and we had to like kind of put it on hold for a couple days. And so Owen and I celebrated Christmas by playing Spanish Christmas music and making tacos and enchiladas to celebrate baby Jesus or
Maybe Jesus.
Jesus. So it was awesome. I mean, it added a totally different aspect to Christmas, and I don't know, the music and everything that was there. It was just a little bit more lighthearted and brought kind of a different mood or different, well, obviously flavor to the holiday, but it was just cool, kind of him and being him and I, like we got that opportunity to do something new and different. And it wasn't a traditional, singing, Oh Holy Night and opening a present Christmas Eve, and then the next morning having all the presents and everybody's, kind of waking up early and groggy and trying to get coffee and picking up tissue paper and all that stuff off the floor. Because we actually did wait to do presents too until everybody was there as well. So I let him open one on Christmas morning. And I was kind of selective because it was a game, so we could play it together and spend some time together. But yeah, it was just something kind of off the cuff and new. And like, it was like, hey, we're going to make the best of the situation. If family's not going to be here yet, like we'll do something cool and something different and make it ours.
So do you open presents on Christmas morning or just one and then you save the rest for later that night? What do you do?
Usually, it's been like you open one Christmas, and I did this as a kid too. I can remember like I'd open one Christmas Eve. Just having patience as a kid is really, really hard.
But was it usually like PJs?
Yeah, it's either like pajamas or it'll be like a game or something like that. Like a board game or card game or something of that nature. Since Owen was with his mom, I let him open one the other night, and it was like Uno, but it was Mario Kart Uno. So all the Uno cards are a different Mario Kart character and stuff. And so we played some hands, and it was fun. It was cool. And so he did get to open one early Christmas present, but I didn't want to spoil too much for him because we're going to celebrate when he gets home. But
and then but typically when he's with you, you celebrate Christmas morning.
Yeah, we'll open all the stuff Christmas morning. And if my folks are in town, like my mom's always done like homemade cinnamon rolls and all that stuff. And it's just drink a ton of coffee, try to watch the kids go crazy and bananas opening their stuff and running around the house. And it's just nothing but awesome.
That's cool. So, and growing up, and we didn't realize this isn't actually an Italian thing. We're an Italian family. I mean, sort of. We do a lot of Italian things on accident, I guess. But it is in our blood, so it makes sense. Typically, growing up, we opened all of our presents Christmas evening, which sounds crazy, right? But that's so that Christmas morning, the kids could wake up, play with all the random stuff, and the parents could sleep in.
Okay, I see the logic.
Crazy, right? I mean, it's logical, yeah.
But like going to bed in the first place might be difficult too. So I don't know. Like, yeah,
you're kind of tuckered out anyway. As long as you keep your kid in a schedule, and we always went to bed at like 9 or 8:30 or whatever, So naturally, we were falling asleep before that time. We had our footy PJs on because we opened that present first, right? Got all dressed up, and then you're like cuddling your present all night long, or whatever you got. And then in the morning, you're just cranked out of your brains to go play and have fun and be, a kid.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I mean, I think, usually it's been like Christmas morning. Christmas Eve usually it was like go to church and then have dinner. And then as dinner winds down or whatever, you open a gift after dinner and then, play a game or a couple of games or something like that. And then kind of wind down and go to bed. And obviously the kids have trouble sleeping and then wake up way too early and wondering if Santa came And
Oh yeah.
um, yeah, it's been fun though as a parent. Like I don't know, it's Christmas has taken. I used to be kind of a little bit. I don't want to say a Scrooge, but I went through a phase where I really didn't care about Christmas. Like it just felt so commercialized and um, people seemed greedy. And I just wasn't about that. I was like more like, no, just give me time with my family. That's a good enough present for me. I don't care.
Dude,
And
it's tough because I think as men, we buy our kids presents all year round, right?
yeah, I don't just do it one time a year or twice a year for his birthday and Christmas. So
Yeah. So I mean, like for me, dude, I give my kids these things all year round. Hey, you need something? What do you want? I listen to them. I mean, and it's not like I spoil them, right? And you know that I don't. But
yeah,
it's hey, I got this for you because I love giving gifts. I think it's fantastic. And so when Christmas comes around, I go, dude, what do you want? And they're like, I don't know. And I go, yeah, I don't know either. I already
yeah.
got you everything. Or, it's happened all year long. So, what do you do at that point?
That's the thing. I mean, I'm probably difficult to buy gifts for because I'm like a creature. Like I like necessity gifts. If I need something, like that's what I would rather have. And it's like if you're not going to get it for me, then I'm just going to go get it myself later on. Um, I don't know, like the random little gifts that aren't really. I don't know. I'm all about like thoughtfulness, I guess. And that's the thing for me. Like, give me a gift card is fine, but I feel like you're more giving a gift out of obligation too. And it's like if you feel like you have to give me a gift, I'd rather don't give me a gift and just give me your time.
Yeah, just be present. That's what I think. Yeah. So this year, I know you said you're flying solo. This
Yep.
year is not my year with the boys, so we alternate every other year. She gets odds, I get even.
Sure.
Right. Christmas never feels right without your kids with you. And once
Yep.
you have kids, it never feels right. Um, and so kind of the cool part is that like even though it doesn't feel right, and yeah, I might be a little mopey, whatever, it happens. The good part is that on the other side of that is that I'm one step closer to seeing my kids again, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think we kind of lose sight of that. It's like oh, it's Christmas, I should be around family. And it's like, no, not really. Christmas is a holiday, yes, but every day I get my kids. That's fantastic. That's how I feel. And right on the other side of those clouds, when you're feeling mopey and sad, they're going to come back in and pick you up. And I think that feels fantastic.
Yeah. And I mean, I can speak for some of the other guys. You're not necessarily. You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good. I know where the mute button is, so I'm good.
um, some of the other dads out there, I know that it could be kind of I don't want to say a stab to the heart, but it's like, oh, here's another holiday. It's not just another day without my kids. Now it's a holiday without my kids. And, it can make it difficult for some guys. So I want to, be cognizant of them and, recognize their struggle and what they're dealing with. And it is hard. Like flying solo for Christmas isn't fun, or for any holiday for that matter. I try to keep myself busy when I do. I invest in others. If it's, we're expecting snow, leading up to Christmas, I think every day this week. So, it's been today. I know I shoveled 10 different houses, either snow blowing and shoveling, just to do it, just to give back and, help out people in need. And, I think that says a lot about Christmas too. Just something that, if you can't invest in your kids and have that time with them, then give something of yourself, be willing to step out for others. And that's rewarding in its own right too.
And that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. We know it's a tough time for the elderly that can't get out and be with their family. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that the group that you created ish, I think is what it was.
Yeah. One of the
Right?
co-creators.
Yeah. It's fantastic seeing people go out there and do it.
Yeah. I think we had like
Much love we
19
have
people
here.
today shoveling snow. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Incredible the community created and we have going on in this area up here. It's really nice to see it happen.
yeah. And so like you can be alone, but not be alone, like if it means like somebody can wake up on Christmas morning and their family's coming, at 10 o'clock or whatever for dinner and their sidewalks and driveway are done. I mean, sweet. Like, I'm glad I could help, if I made, saved them some time or something like that, that's cool for me. I mean, I'll pick up my son at 6 o'clock on Christmas night and then we'll do dinner and everything. But, if I've got that extra time to give to somebody else, I'm more than okay. Plus it keeps me from being mopey, like frankly, like it keeps me from, start self-loathing or something like that and thinking that, my situation sucks.
It makes me think about how, as humans, we are created to give, right? Receiving is tough. I mean, how awkward do you get when you get a compliment?
Yeah.
Right. And we all think about like, oh, I want to get something, or I want to, what's this doing for me? But we feel so much more joy when we give, which is why we like holidays like this, because we can give and keep doing that. And I think that part of the issue is that when we start sitting around being mopey because our kids are gone, we start giving into that feeling like, oh, what am I getting? I'm missing this, instead of going, what am I giving?
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of it sucks to say it that way, because I'm giving my kids time, to the other parent, or maybe I don't have them, but give back. And I mean, that's going to improve your holiday drastically, and probably create some new venture for you also.
Yeah. And it's like, it is a biblical concept, and I celebrate Christmas, as a believer, and I know why we celebrate this season, and that doesn't get lost on me. But in the midst of that too, if I'm thinking that I'm looking for something that can be good for me, or be a blessing, or whatever, or I can be a blessing to somebody else, I'm going to give an action that God can use to bless somebody. Like, I'm going to give him something to bless. So I'm going to make an action and start doing something that he can use for good. And sometimes it just starts by doing something small. Maybe it's by, saying hi to that person, or, if you got time, go buy a cup of coffee for the homeless guy on the corner, or whatever, just start the ball rolling in some way. And, shoveling snow is a really easy way of doing that. And that's why I've been doing it.
You have a snowblower.
Yeah, I have a snowblower, and I have the ability, and I can, use a shovel, and I've got muscles and legs and everything else. So I can, do stuff. So if I have the ability, why not be a blessing for somebody?
Okay. So let's dig in. So for me during Christmas Day, what do I do, right? It's tradition that we watch all of our favorite Christmas movies. All of them, right? I like childhood stuff, modern classics. So like, or I'm going to my friend's house, because really, if my kids aren't around and there's nobody else here, I'm going to go be around people I love. Right?
We're created for community, and I think that that's extremely healthy. And if somebody is listening to this and they get invited to go do something, you got to say yes. Like, just do it. Take somebody up on the offer.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if you're adamant there's nobody around, dude, plan out some fantastic dinner. Try something new. Do whatever you want. Just have fun though. So, cool thing. I literally just watched A Christmas Cottage. I don't know if you've seen it. It's the story of Thomas Kincaid. Super. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably gonna be one of my new repertoire of movies that I watch. Right. Ryan, what are your favorites? What Christmas movies do you absolutely have to watch during the month of December?
Well, I am wearing my Nakatomi Plaza Christmas party shirt. So Die Hard is, yes, a Christmas movie.
Yep, all of them.
Yeah, and that's kind of a family thing that we do for like together for Thanksgiving. We'll watch the Die Hard trilogy. I'm starting in Thanksgiving, kind of just randomly throughout the season. But Home Alone 1 and 2, they did need to stop after Home Alone 2. Like,
there is no Home Alone after number 2.
Seriously, like Home Alone 3 isn't the same. It sucks.
They're garbage.
Yes, exactly. They didn't bring back hardly any of the cast, so they totally ruined the show. But National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is a must-see classic.
So is that the new one or the old one?
That's the one. Cousin Eddie and Clark Griswold.
Okay.
Yeah. So look, it's an owl. So flipping off the car next to him, but no, that's a great. There's so many one-liners in that movie too.
They're so good, dude.
Oh, so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. The Jelly of the Month Club. But yeah, the new Grinch, I actually really like the animated one that's done by Illumination, that does like the Minions and stuff. It's got Benedict Cumberbatch as the Grinch.
With like, you mean Benedict Cucumber?
Yeah.
Is that the one with the rapping and stuff?
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't like the rap. I was like, kill it, right? Everything else was phenomenal.
The rap, I get over. Music, I don't really hold up into that because it wasn't really meant to be a musical.
Yeah, I guess it's fair. Yeah,
but the plot lines and like the little quips and one-liners that are in there are it's pretty smart comedy. It really is.
I'll give you that. I really enjoyed the new Grinch. It almost seems more heartfelt. Like at the very end, dude.
Yeah,
it gets me every time.
the single mom, like, yeah, dude, like inviting the Grinch in, and he's like, I wore a tie, and you
and,
know,
and little Cindy Lou Who's Wish
yeah,
being so genuine. Oh my gosh. Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Not to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it's a great movie.
It was
Fred Claus was actually one that I watched last weekend again, and I'm like, why don't I watch this more?
That's
Like
with the guy from like what, Four Christmases or whatever his name is.
Vince Vaughn is
Yeah,
in,
Vince Vaughn. There you go.
yeah, and then I'm trying to remember who plays Santa Claus, and then
And he's like Santa's younger brother, right, or something.
yeah, Fred Claus
His
is Santa's little
younger
brother that's like kind of a hustler, and
is
yeah,
a total loser.
a total loser.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Okay.
That's actually an underrated movie. It was pretty good. And then of course you got to go with the classic Ernest Saves Christmas.
Air Freaks. So good, dude. So good. We watched it the other day. Flipping
Like,
like Ernest.
there's reindeer on the roof.
I mean, well, it's just, like, I mean, Ernest anything. So Halloween, Ernest Scared Stupid is on the marker too there.
Mhm.
So for me, and I know people are gonna be like, oh, whatever. My first one's A Christmas Story. Literally every year we have to watch it no matter what.
I mean, it's a good one. I don't know, like just I think TBS has like totally ruined it for me to where it's on for like 3 consecutive days.
24/7.
Oh, dude, it's like, all right, enough already.
Yep. So then I step back. So we make sure we watch that. I always watch A Year Without Santa Claus, the old claymation,
Okay.
because the Heat Miser and the Ice Miser, whatever his name is, Charlie Brown Christmas
Yeah.
has to be in there every time.
It's a Burgermeister, Meisterburger, or whatever.
Arthur Christmas.
Arthur Christmas is good. I saw that last weekend too with Owen, and like I was like, this is actually pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, like his brother's like the buff version, freaking Arnold Terminator version of Santa Claus, you know. But Arthur had the heart. That's a great one.
Yeah.
8 Crazy Nights. I can't get enough of Whitey having a seizure. Can I say that? Is that okay to say? Yeah, it's okay.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
love that freaking movie. It's amazing.
It's not bad. For especially Adam Sandler makes it, but yeah.
A Muppet Christmas Carol.
Okay.
Every time also.
Yeah. That's a classic. That is a classic.
Yeah. And I mean, like literally, so I have tons of Christmas movies that I save and I watch. And it's like an entire beginning of December to the end of December. They're on.
Yeah.
And then I like to finish with, what is it? Is it Rudolph and the New Year or whatever it is, where it's a claymation with him and the little baby with big ears?
I can't remember. I like actually Frosty the Snowman too. But
I do too. I mean, those are all, yeah, I actually watched that also.
yeah.
And then we watched the animated Grinch, the original, which is like 25 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's like hair curls up and all that stuff and gets the evil grin. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's totally awesome. And we know there's a lot of people out there like they're diehard. Oh, this isn't Jesus's birthday, whatever stuff, right?
Yeah.
We all know that.
Jesus was born in September. Newsflash.
Like,
if you want to go historical, like, yeah.
I think the reality is like people get bogged down because of the lack of vitamin D. We all feel depressed and sad. It's flipping cold outside. We don't go anywhere. We need something to pick us up during December. And what a perfect time and a great thing to celebrate, right?
You know, it's just look at the microcosm that we live in too of what 2020 has drug into 2021. And, you know, we're creatures created for community. And, you know, we spend a lot of time, I don't know where people prescribe their information and everything, but the isolation and removal of yourself from society is taking a massive toll. And, you know, we've never been more divided than ever than the last, 23 months, let's say. So, you know, Christmas, I think, is a time where everybody can put away their swords. Maybe it's a time that we can, what better message than to rekindle, maybe some disagreements, like not to disagree again, but to rehash those things and put away your swords and come to a common ground of like, this is a great time of year to where I can just love you for who you are. If it's, pro-vax versus anti-vax, conservative versus, liberal, whatever, we're all on different sides of the fence on something. We need to just find some commonality and just realize, we're all different, but we have the ability to show love during this season. And, I can love you where you're at. And, I think the next, weeks of Christmas time and New Year's is a great opportunity to kind of bury the old and see something new reborn.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree with you, man. It's a great statement. We need to look beyond ourselves. And I mean, I think humility is one of the biggest things that we're missing. Humility and community, right? And that's, I mean, we used to have communities, great ones. I grew up in this really, really small town, and I remember caroling every year.
Yeah.
Every year where we lived there. I remember kids out as a child, out playing King of the Hill and the giant snow berms. I don't think I've seen any kid nowadays go out there and beat each other up for the top of the hill. Have you?
I saw a hardcore snowball fight today. I was driving around town, and I had to stop for a minute and just watch them go, because it was, you have like the Karens next door that are kind of outside wagging fingers or whatever, and these kids are just going to town. And I was, got home after plowing snow and whatnot, and I was clearing my driveway, and there was two kids on the street hooky bobbing. One was on a four-wheeler and the other one was on snow skis going down the middle of my street. And I was just like, yeah,
So
like
awesome.
the other neighbors were like, that's not safe. And I'm cheering them on. And like,
I did that in cowboy boots, hanging
Yeah.
out of the back of a Jeep.
yeah. Or like riding on the lid of a trash can.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that too, maybe a couple times. But
We did pallets one year. My kids were in the back, and my brother Lang and I were driving around, and they were in the back on this pallet, just going crazy, loving life.
mhm.
We took them around a few blocks, and they just enjoyed it.
I may have gotten my four-wheeler out after that and
Yes.
gone up and down the street doing a few cookies in the intersection and
Mhm.
doing some donuts.
I think that it's weird that we've become so uptight that, like, kids playing causes so much stress to people. They want to freak out. And you're like, no, man, let kids be kids. I don't remember any time ever that someone seriously got hurt falling off the giant snow berm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's angled, so you just start going down and whatever.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a major injury from that ever?
No, I have not. I mean, I've personally slipped on ice and broke my tailbone, but
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
that sucks. But that's not landing on a giant snow berm and laughing about it as a kid. Kids bounce. When we get older, we just splat.
Dude, going up top and then like piling into somebody and flying off the edge and hitting the soft snow below. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids need to do that more. Get them
Yeah.
outside. Let's go have fun.
Or I don't want to. I can't incriminate myself now, but we used to pile up huge mounds of snow underneath my buddy's deck, and we would jump from his deck into a giant pile of snow.
Dude, every country kid did that with hay and with snow that was outside the barn. If you
Yep.
could reach it, you jump.
Yeah. It was all right, let's see how this works. You try to test it out from a ladder or something. It's like, oh, that wasn't so bad. I guess I can do it from another 12 feet up.
Heck yeah. All the way down, you were good. So,
You just compact it straight down to the ground. You're like, okay, I can only do that one time.
and I'm sure everybody watching is totally oh yeah, we did that. Get crazy with your kids again. Have some fun. Let's be real with them.
Be
So,
a kid. I think that's if you're going to have kids, you got to learn to be one too, especially this time of year. And, if you get your kids after the holiday, the week after Christmas, like I do, it's a chance that, maybe work can get put on the back burner a little bit that last week of the year. For some, I mean, I don't know. Some people have rough schedules, but I'm going to take a lot more time with my kid. We're going to play in the snow. We're going to, do some stuff, maybe shoot some guns. I don't know, not him, but me. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just a chance to get out and just enjoy each other's company and the company of friends and stuff. Getting together with some other dads that I know and just be in community. I think it's a great time to enjoy life. We got a lot to be thankful for.
I totally agree. I mean, with that, I want to say thank you to everybody that's watching. That's part of this cast here, and we're honored to be spending the time with you and just to have a moment.
Yeah, just we're lucky. Let's just put it that way. I don't know. We stumble into this stuff just by telling our own story, and we come out of it on the other end with people that are involved with what we do and want to tell their story too, and giving them a platform. And so we're incredibly blessed that where we are.
I'm going to say thank you for inviting us to this also.
Yeah.
But for now, this is Dadvocacy.
Yeah. I'm Ryan.
I'm Tristan.
Have a Merry Christmas.